Now, Pauline, 60 years.
60 years,
From half a crown to 112 million
Yep.
euros.
Euros, yeah.
And these are the men who started it off.
These are the men that started it off.
Can you name them?
Oh, I can name some of them. Mike Browne, Michael Gormley. I think that's Jackie Foley.
Yeah, Jackie Foley.
Matt Beckett.
Yeah, Matt Beckett, I remember him.
No,
That's Sean Stanton.
Maurice Cusack, Martin Curry and Sean Stanton.
That's it.
Yeah. So there was a study group and Michael Gormley was part of it. And so they got together and they toured around the country and they decided that to set up a credit union would be the best way to help people in the community. Because at the time the banks wouldn't give any credit to anyone. So they got together and they set the study group up and then they started a railway hotel, gave them a room, and Michael was saying there was no rent charged and they used to encourage people after Mass. So it was after Mass, I think, on a Saturday and before Mass on a Sunday that they had the room, and that's when people then, they would collect the money off people to save. And they literally used to, sometimes they had to wait till the money came in to decide what they could lend out because there was such demand for it. So that was it. What was that? Many of the members were saving a few shillings a week at that time. The wage was £10 a week and they saved with this fair.
Yeah. It was small money, wasn't it? When you think of it.
But
compared to nowadays.
112 million now.
You got 112 now,
Yeah. I was like, what a legacy. I was talking to Jackie Foley's wife and I was like, this is what he left behind. Isn't it fantastic?
Isn't it fantastic, yeah.
It is, yeah. So that's it. So we found that was the old ledger sheets that they used to. We still have them on file for the members that are still members. And that's where they was kept. Everything was manual. Just to write them up as they took the money in and out. And that was the minutes of a board meeting back in 1966.
Yeah. And your membership has grown from?
Membership went from 0 to over 15,000.
15,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
So
people.
about 70% saturation in our common bond. That's the area of people that can be members here.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Putting the credit union onto the history at the time. Do you know what I mean? So in 1969, like Roy Orbison played the Starlight Ball and Mayo beaten by Kerry in the All-Ireland. So we had £9,466 in shares and we had the other around 10,000 in shares. No, 9 in shares and 10 in loans. We did really well that time. So you can see, look at the middle.
So you were £1,000 ahead that time?
We were literally taking in everything and lending it out. So look at 1994 then, we had 4.8 million in shares and 3.5 million out in loans. Like phenomenal, really.
And you haven't had many bad loans in your time?
No.
Good.
Our bad debt ratio about 2%, less than 2%, which is excellent. This is 1999, it was 15 million, and up to 2023, 85 million. So 70 million growth now.
And when you say shares, what do you mean by shares?
That's actual people's money, so that's the money that they have in the account. So if we were to give everybody, if we were to close the morning and decide that, everybody come in and take your money back, we would give everybody €1.27 for every €1 they had in the credit union.
Okay, if you close down.
If we close down.
Yeah. And what are all these guys up at Kilburn? What is
this is just like
little timeline, is it?
Yeah, this is the timeline of what was happening in Ireland at the time.
Okay.
It's like a little bit of a history piece put against the backdrop of the credit union.
So who have you up there?
So we Mary McAleese was re-elected in 2004. Facebook was launched in 2004. We had 36 million in shares and 13 in loans at the time.
Next lot.
2009, freezing conditions across the country, and Barack Obama became the first African-American president in US history.
Yeah.
So we had 52 and 15. Then 2014, Garth Brooke, we all remember that. Crimea is annexed by Russia. 19, that was just... So these are kind of scandalous things that happened. Notre Dame was destroyed by fire in 2019. And Joe Biden was in Ireland in 2023. And then AI started. So you've gone from that manual over there, you can see the movement now into sort of like...
Absolutely,
digital now.
Great idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Put in the time. So these are some of your staff here, yeah?
Yeah, they are. So Francis was our first.
Francis was the first over the top,
He was a volunteer before that. So he's been here for a long time. And then he was joined by Myra Berry, Phil Burke and Mary Hughes in the following years. And then things changed with the 2012 Act, changed credit unions completely. It went, you can't have separated governance from operations. Before that, volunteers and directors did everything. And the central bank changed all that and said no. So the legislation came in and said that has to change. Was
there a reason why legislation came in?
I think they were getting bigger, and so what they did is they went, these are now banks. They need to be regulated.
You're a bank, really?
Well, we're a community bank.
Community bank.
We are, yeah. So we're all about members. So we would take different considerations, but we're probably more regulated than the banks, to be honest. Yeah.
And where did the concept come from?
Credit unions. Well, do you know what? I always thought it was a Canadian concept, but no, it's not. It's a German concept. German. Gormley said there was a community banks after the war in Germany, It's a big thing. And then the Canadians, they're massive in America. They're bigger than the banks in the States. So this then is our current crew.
Can you name them?
There's someone I can, of course. Me, obviously. And then there's Liz. Liz is credit control and Maria's in loans. Sabrina's on the counter, and so is Noreen. David's in loans. Erica's regulation. Adrian is head of lending, familiar with everyone. Alicia's on the counter. Karen is in cover maternity leave for us, and she's upstairs in regulation. Ray is member services manager, and Erin is marketing.
And they're all paid staff?
They're all paid staff, and Maura's missing from the photograph because she was on holidays at the time.
So there's no paid staff in the beginning?
No paid staff up until 1981.
1981?
Volunteers did everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the board of directors are still volunteers.
Are they?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And they give an awful lot, in fairness to them. An awful lot.
So that's the outside of the building?
Yeah, so this is the outside of the current building, which was previously Bank of Ireland.
Yeah.
So we just put that in to show because it was derelict when we took it over. So we just put those in because it's nice in comparison. Bridge Street office, obviously. Everybody knows that. And that was the first. So when they used to operate at the Railway Hotel there, and then they operated in Bridge Street and they had one unit, and then they expanded into the second unit. I think, what year was that? Was that 1980 something, I thought? Look, I can't find it there. So the rent was £1 a week in the 70s, imagine.
£1 a week, a rent.
Can you believe it? Like, yeah. And actually, there's a fabulous story in the booklet if you read it. That they did a study to see would they buy a computer, and a computer was £11,000. And so they did a big study. They went around, found it, got the computer, and then at an AGM, some members thought, well, maybe you could share it amongst the businesses in town. You know, the people could use the computer. So by the time they got the credit union up and uploaded all the data, they couldn't use the computer because it had run out of memory.
No.
So how things have changed.
How things have changed, that's right.
That's fabulous too, 60 years here, like.